Welcome, people. All right, so we are launching YouTube. Never done YouTube, whatever. Done a lot of Facebook Live. But for those of you who are not familiar with my Facebook page, and you're on Facebook, you can go to The Grateful Chef, or Cooking with the Grateful Chef Flowers. That's me. I kind of do recipes that I'm given that are written poorly, and then I change them to something that better suits us as a family and cooking needs. So, anyway, today I wanted to throw this out there and put on my chicken stock. This is kind of like the base root of a lot of my cooking. I use a chicken stock in just about every single soup that I make, unless it's a beef stock. Or seafood stock, but very easy to make, and then you get to utilize some things that you actually buy at the store, so and usually throw away. So first things first, I'm gonna bring you in a little closer. So what I usually stage out here real quick is my my herbs and spices. Okay, so I've got pepper, I've got salt, I've got oregano, I've got granulated garlic, I've got thyme, and some bay leaf, and then I've got some fresh herbs over here, just whatever I have handy to throw in as well. So today we're using some Thai basil and some Genovese basil, which I have growing down in the basement. So anyway, so what I do to prepare for this, out of every single recipe that I make, it's obviously going to use vegetables or bits and pieces of chicken or whatever. We love rotisserie chicken from Costco, so that's what we have here. So I'm making 2 batches today. I have 2 rotisserie chickens, carcasses that we get at our local Costco, and then every single piece of vegetable or even fruit core, minus any citrus, and sometimes I use citrus, but it just depends on the season. I save over here. So I have 2 batches sitting out. It's about a week and a half's worth of vegetable refuge that I normally would throw away, or anybody normally would throw away, but I save in order to make these chicken stocks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. I've already placed some water in one pot. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get that all set up. But I like to save the entire chicken carcass, fat and all the bones and all the skin, and all that good stuff that you don't eat. I like to put that in first. So we'll go ahead and put that in. And then right on top, I'm going to put in all of my leftover veggies. Try to get them in the pot. Okay. And then I'm going to slowly add my herbs. So I've got about a tablespoon, going about a tablespoon each of pepper, salt, oregano, thyme, granulated garlic, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So and it varies. You know, sometimes I put rosemary, and if I have rosemary growing, I love to put the fresh stuff in. I don't right now. But, and then sage, if I've got enough sage that I've got growing, which I do, but I don't have enough yet, I'll put that in here as well. But it depends on what I got on hand. I'm going to put about 2 to 3 bay leaves in there. And then my sprigs of basil. I'm going to pour a little bit more water right over top. just to kind of disperse those seasonings. I'm going to give that a cover. Let's go ahead and add that into my second batch here real quick, and we'll start them at the same time. And I'll tell you what I do from there. I've got these suckers sealed down tight. Now, one thing, if you'll notice, I have a strainer in one and none in the other. So when we get to the later part of the video, because we're going to fade out here, and like magic, we're going to come back in 4 hours. But I will show you why we only have the one. Again, pepper, garlic, salt, thyme, oregano, and then my sprigs of basil right on top. We'll go ahead and pour the water over. I may need some more here in a second. I do, that's not quite full. It's about 4 quarts of water. And that's all you really need. So once this is all said and done, and we get the finished product, we're going to have roughly 10 to 12 quarts of chicken stock. I didn't get enough water. So what I like to store those in, my family loves to make fun of me on this, but I save every jar known to man. Okay, so if you look over here, I've got 10 jars, nice and set out, ready to go, all cleaned and sanitized. And that's what I'm going to store them in, okay? And normally this chicken stock will be good for anywhere from a month to 2 months in your fridge. I don't store stuff at a room temperature. You can if you want to get a ball jar and do it that way and go through the whole jarring process. I don't, just because I go through that much anyway. All right, so we're going to go ahead and lid this up. Push this back on the stove. And I'm going to turn this sucker on high. And I'm going to get it to a simmer. Once I get it to a simmer, I'm going to turn it down on very low, on just a low simmer. And I'm going to simmer it for another 4 hours. So by 5 o'clock tonight, this should be ready to go. We'll go ahead and we'll fade out now. We'll come back later just so we can show you what we do after that. See you in a minute.